I've seen quite enough. It's time to have a serious chat with Mom and Dad.
It's a little scary because, somebody's coming into our home and telling us what we're doing wrong.
Okay, so it's the end of the day, and it's been a long day. There are several things that I've seen today that were really out of control.
If the nanny has thoughts on things that she thinks may work for my family, if I don't think that it will, I will, let her know that.
Mom, you have a real problem with disciplining the kids.
You're allowing them to constantly walk all over you. You're not commanding respect from them.
Beth, you need to share your goldfish with your sister.
It's not a healthy environment.
Right. I think it's gone so far that the kids, they know they can get away with anything when Mom's here, and they push me to the absolute limit.
Also, I'm seeing a bit of favoritism with the children. Everyone needs to be treated equally.
Joe, Dave wants to swing. Hey, Joe, why don't you rake some leaves up for Mommy? Honestly, I've made sure that I don't play favorites.
And Dad, I know you have to work a lot, but Mom is overwhelmed and needs more of your help at home with the children.
Stop it! Now! Stop! What?
With my job, there's really nothing I can do. I can't just leave work in the middle of something and come home.
Another thing I see is you're creating
3 very selfish people. The fact that they won't share in their triplets is just unbelievable to me. I mean, I've worked with many, many multiples, and I've never seen the extreme case that these children have of mine. My fear is that you're going to raise these children up to be people that you're not going to want to hang out with because they're going to be so self-centered.
For someone to tell me that my children are selfish, that is a hard thing to hear, which is like a blow to my ego. And it makes me feel like a failure. I've been at this point for a long time. I mean, I call him all the time upset because I can't get them to do what I need them to do so I can rest. I mean, I'm exhausted.
And I can see that. And that's why I'm here. Well, I'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
And I'll have my plan of action.
It broke my heart, and it made me cry because, it does. It makes me feel like a failure.
After a day of observation, the problems with the Brogdon family are clear.
Say good morning to Nanny, Dad.
Dad spends too much time solving crimes to solve his problems at home, and Mom has absolutely no control over her children. So today, I'm giving the Brogdon family their own set of rules.
This is my big nanny book.
Today, I'm very nervous. She'll have to kind of set the rules for how we're going to deal with them.
And in this book, I have some rules for your family that's going to make it work better.
I think Nanny Deb is probably thinking, this lady has got 3 kids that are totally out of control.
I know I'm not going to agree with everything she says. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I'll do everything that she says.
So rule 1 says, no whining. Who makes that sign? Who talks like that sometimes?
Oh, look at Dave over there. Dave's like, oh no, no more whining.
I think the children are going to have a hard time with the no whining because that has been how they have learned to get everything they want.
The second one is no aggressive behavior.
No hitting.
Elizabeth, come on.
No biting. No kicking. No punching. Right?
And I'm pushing nobody down on the concrete.
No pushing anything.
If you'll throw a rock in your eye.
That would be terrible. We don't want to throw rocks in somebody's eye. That's called aggressive behavior, and we don't like that kind of behavior.
And the third rule is no toys in the bedroom at bedtime.
Putting them in the room is the worst thing you could do to them with all their toys out of there.
And the last rule I want everyone to work on is sharing.
They have a very hard time sharing. They're very possessive, feel like everything is theirs.
So does everybody understand the rules?
Yes.
We do? Okay. So
It'll be tough at first to make that transition. You know, they're going to do what they want to do anyways.
So we have lots of things to work on today. Is everybody ready to work? Okay.
The nanny does have her work cut out for her. These kids are a nightmare.
But before the family could give the new rules a go, Dad was called into work.
Be good for Mommy.
Staying at home, taking care of my kids is 100 times harder than going to work. You can't even compare the two.
Bye, boys. Be good, please. I find myself stressed out more at home than I do at work.
With Dad off at work, it's up to Mom to stick to the rules at playtime. Immediately, I could see that Dave was having a problem with the sharing. So to help him, I gave him a 5-minute time limit. All right, Dave, you go. You got 5 minutes.
I don't want to share.
I know it's hard to share, but that's what we're going to do when the timer goes off, because that's the rule.
And how do you say no to that cute little face?
I don't want to.
I understand, but that's the way it works from now on.
You're probably down to 4 minutes by now.
Yeah?
I was hoping that Mom would see how important it is that your children learn to share.
Still driving.
But when Mom wouldn't enforce the rules, I had to jump in and take control.
Oh, that's it. What do you want to... Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. What do you want to play next? What do you want to play next? It's time to come out. Oh, I know you can do it, Dave.
It makes me feel like a failure when I have Nanny Deb standing over me watching when I don't know how to handle this situation.
Dave's having a hard time with sharing. Dave, you have a choice. Either you come out now and take the things with you that you want to take, or Nanny will have to take you out of the truck because your turn is over.
Dave,
Dave did not want to share and he stormed off into the house.
come here, buddy.
Instead of disciplining him, Angela just gave up. This family may be a lot harder to help than I thought.
Next experiment. Press 1. The house explodes. Turn every light off. What are these millions of French people thinking right now?
First time with the bow and arrow?
That was not very promising. Oh my God! All right. On that boat might be Tom Brady.
You just do this and he throws it there.
That's what I got paid for, Jimmy.
Come on, get your motor running.
You just head on the highway.
Looking for some tacos.
And whatever comes our way.
City Wow!
Later that night, with Dad still not home to help, I hoped Mom would toughen up for bedtime. I sat her and the triplets down to go over the new bedtime rules.
I'm going to talk to you guys about your new bedtime, and then Mommy's going to listen too, so everybody knows.
I am pulled in 3 different directions at bedtime. I dread it. It's the hardest thing that I've ever been faced with.
Number 1, get into bed, and you can have books in your bed, but no toys anymore in the bed. Toys are for daytime.
Mom sets up their room like a veritable toy store. Bedtime isn't about going to bed. Bedtime is just get in your room and play, but please be quiet and shut the door so I don't have to deal with you anymore. But before we could put the bedtime rule to the test, the phone rang.
When I was putting the kids to bed, David called and he's like, there's been an armed robbery, there was shots fired, and I've got to go interview these victims. Well, it totally infuriates me. It's like, you know, you were supposed to be home. I can't even describe how it makes me feel. It just bothers me to no end because you're supposed to be coming home so I can get a break.
So, without Dad's help, Mom and I removed the kids' toys from their bedrooms.
Okay, so Dave, we're going to clean up your toys now. We're going to put them in the bins, and then we're going to take the bins out of your room. Okay, listen. Do you want... Okay, listen, we're going to talk to you.
It'll be hard for David, the fact that the kids don't have the toys in the room.
Beep, beep. See you in the morning. Say, see you in the morning, City.
You know, Dave was, I think, in shock. It's like, where are my things?
No toys in the room, just a hug and a kiss, and moves on to the next child.
Night-night, baby.
Joe and Beth were both in bed, but it wasn't long before Dave was up and whining to Mom. Dave is a master manipulator. He knows which strings to pull to get what he wants. It's a very hard thing for any mother to hear their children crying like that.
If Nanny Deb had not been there, I know I would have caved. I just wanted my husband here to help me get them to bed. If Nanny Deb had not been there, I know I would have caved. I just wanted my husband here to help me get them to bed.
The next day, I decided that after Mom's difficulty with bedtime, I needed to have a serious talk with Dad about helping out Mom more.
Unfortunately, you've been gone for a large part of this process so far with work, and that's really having a negative impact with the children and Angela. But tonight, what I want to do is have you do bedtime.
Oh, wow.
Dad was very shocked when I told him that tonight was his night to put the children to bed by himself without Mom. Angela's at the end of her rope.
Let's give her an evening off.
The night off. If I was here with them 24/7 like she is, I know it would drive me batty too.
Stop it now! What?
You're new to this with them. They may see you as an easy target, and that's why I'm going to be right there.
I mean, I can do it, but it's just going to be tough for me too.
Well, that's your job.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope Dad realizes how important it is that he helps out, because if he doesn't get it, things are never going to change. No sooner had I finished talking with Dad than Beth started having a tantrum.
Put them on. What's wrong with red pants?
It was time to see if our little
This is
chat
the only
had
clean
had
pair of
any
pants I
effect.
have downstairs. You need to put these on or go upstairs and get another pair yourself.
You.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Come on, you can go sit in timeout. Sit. 4 minutes, Beth. No, sit. Sit.
I was curious to see if Dad would help or just sit on the sidelines.
If you keep getting up, the longer you're going to have to sit here. Don't move. I get, so anxious inside. Beth Brogdon, you better get in your seat right now. Your time's not up.
Now, where's your pants?
They're in the laundry room.
Come here. Put your pants on. You gotta put them on. Go now. All right, go ahead.
When Dad is home with the kids, they listen, and it bothers me.
There's a big difference between how the children respond to when Mom asks them to do something and when Dad asks them to do something. Next, it was time for bed. I was anxious to see if Dad would stick around and help with